Hi, welcome. This is a stretch class that you can add on to any of the other yoga or Sculpt classes. Sometimes I just kind of throw in a 30-minute class and I don't feel like there's enough time to get a good stretch. So 15 minutes, you could do this on your own as well. We'll start right away with our first pose as Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees open wide. And we'll begin. You might have just done a class, you might be feeling sweaty and tired, you might be ready, or this could be the first thing you've done today for yourself and your body. In any case, just sit up a little bit and take a breath in, close your eyes. Let the breath out, just arriving here. I have my feet a little bit farther forward, a little more yin style, rather than the power style heels would be closer toward you. So just kind of step those feet out a little bit, creating a little more of a diamond. And hands that come behind you. For some, this might be enough as you anchor through your thighs. Get a little nice inner thigh, hip stretch as well. If that feels good and you want a little more, you can bring your hands forward. So as you initiate with a long low back, then you can start to bow, and it's actually okay to bow your head down. I will put my arms under because I like that because it kind of supports my legs, actually hold on to my outer feet, and that just feels good to me. I don't have any props with me, but of course as always with a yin style class, it's nice to have something handy to let your head relax and let yourself feel supported. This one's just about a minute. If it feels like you're rounding too much in that low back and it feels yucky, come back up and just keep it like that. If you prefer to have your feet closer, just really do what works for you. It's not about me telling you what's best. The person that actually knows the most is you, for your body. You've been in your body your whole life. I'll give you techniques and tools, but just really a lot of yoga is about getting to know yourself better and listening to what you already do know, but sometimes we forget. So just spend another few moments. You don't have to do anything fancy. Just let it be easy. You've done enough work already. This is your time to relax. Gently rise up. Bring your knees together. Sometimes it's nice to take a little windshield wiper, feeling the resonance from the shape. All fours, moving into dragon pose next. It's just such a nice one to really get into the hip flexors, psoas. Right foot steps forward to lunge. Hands, I like hands to the inside of the foot. I notice sometimes people put one arm on the outside. You also can set yourself up on blocks, and if you have the range of motion, dropping to forearms is sometimes nice because you don't have to put pressure on your wrists. For me, it's a little bit too much, so I like to just stay up on my hands, try to find a comfortable enough position to relax the body. You might feel this in that right butt, and also as time starts to go on, we're here for another 2 minutes. The left hip crease might get a little fiery. The point of this one isn't to fight to the finish line here. Rather, see if you can relax into it, and if it's too much, back off. So we're just putting our focus, our attention into our left hip crease, specifically, maybe a little outer right hip. Gets a little fiery, the face can relax, jaw is easy, and just this is so good that you're taking this time right now to take care of your body and your mind, really. So body and mind meditation, last little bit. Noticing how the sensation might start to increase. You might start to feel a little more spreading through those tissues, that left hip crease. Just allowing for it. A little less than 30 seconds left. Almost there. Begin to back off nice and slow. So walking your hands toward you so the hips can slowly work back behind you and stay for that left hip crease to feel all that vibrational. Oh, sometimes you can just feel the tingles. It's a tonic healing your left hip. Bring your right heel forward, hamstring stretch. Just a couple minutes here. So sometimes when you have a short amount of time, it feels like you want to do a lot of stuff. I think it is more beneficial, a lot of teachers would agree, for this style to do less and hold longer. And I'll tell you why. One of the reasons why. One is your brain, your mind can relax and settle. And when we're going, doing in daily, day-to-day stuff, we like to do stuff. We like to get it done. So this is balancing that busyness of our lives to be still, to stay quiet, to not have to get, check off the list of 10 poses to do. And the other reason why is actually it's very beneficial for the body's tissues. They need time to balance out from your daily shapes. If you sat in a car, if you sat in a working office with a chair, most of the time it's more than a few hours that you're doing those things, so it takes more than 20 seconds to balance that out. For this one, we start to walk our hands to the pinky toe side of the foot, getting into the outer seam of that right hip crease. Just a little bit. Take a breath or two here. Last few moments. Now we'll rebend the right knee and we'll do one more on this side before we switch. Half pigeon. So bend the right knee and sneak that right ankle across you. So you can lever that left leg back, lifting up, bowing down, sleeping pigeon. If this is too much on your knee, just doesn't feel good, I'll show you the other option. If you love half pigeon, it feels great, stay. Just stay with it, we're here for a few minutes. The other option is to lay on your back, cross the right ankle over the left thigh, thread the needle, and hold there. Sometimes it's nice to mix it up. It works the hips, but it's a little bit different. This one you gotta relax your back on the earth. So we'll just stay for one last minute here. So if you can relax through the face, relax through your jaw and your forehead. Notice the feeling of the spreading of the tissues of your right hip. 30 seconds. So you can let your body and your hips feel heavier. Final moment here. Begin to ease on out of the stretch, slowly of course, so that the pose can stick. You want to rush on out of there. Roll to that right butt. If you're on your back, hug your knees in, and we'll ease our way to all fours. And rinse it out as needed. And this time step your left foot forward, and we'll do those 3 stretches on the other side. Right hip crease will melt. Hands rest. A few minutes here. Just easing in. Reminding ourselves that there is nothing greater, more beneficial that we can do for ourselves than be here right now. Feeling our body. Visiting with ourselves. Sometimes it seems like it's sometimes one might think, oh, this is selfish, or this is all about me, but really it's a selfless thing to do. When you take care of you, when you take care of your body, you can give so much more. If you skip that, you don't have anything to give to your friends, your family, your loved ones, your kids, your work. If you don't have your health and you don't have your well-being, then you don't have the ability to share, to give, to love. So this is really the first thing to do, is take care of yourself. So just kind of acknowledge that and settle in. Seeing if any part of your body can kind of ungrip a little bit more for the last 30 seconds. Sometimes I notice the hinge of my jaw likes to tense up as I start to feel this right hip crease. And this side to me is a little bit, I feel it more than the other side, so it's interesting to know. I want to discuss it or have dialogue just to feel it. Noticing the feeling of that stretching effect all the way up that hip crease, maybe even into the belly a little bit. Psoas wraps around even to the back. When the psoas is holding, it can create tension for the back as well. Last breath here, just easy, effortless breath. Walking the hands a little bit further, closer into you to lift up. Butt works just a smidge back, nice and slow. Feeling the resurgence of fresh, the tonic healing your hip crease. Little blood flush there. Left heel to center. Gently stretching your left hamstring. So I have my left knee fairly bent. You don't have to force it to straight. Hips back, chest forward. Staying here about a minute for this first part. Shoulders easy. No rush. Just every moment's another opportunity to just be with the feeling right here, right now. Feeling sensation, back of left leg. Feeling shoulders at ease, feeling neck. Subtly pry that left hip crease away from you. So we start to walk the hands optionally to the left side. If you're feeling something pretty good here, you don't need to move. If you want to switch that ankle just slightly as you bring hands to the pinky toe side of your left foot, you might feel it into that outer seam of the left leg. Notice where there's gripping that might be able to soften a smidge. Might even be your toes, it might be your back foot. It might be your head might be able to just relax a little bit more. And walk back to center. Slowly back off the shape. Our final one, half pigeon. So we'll sneak that left ankle across us. Setting up. Thread the needles, the other option, where you're lay on your back, cross your left ankle over your right thigh and hug it in. Or we'll just melt from here. Just a little bit of time to decompress that left hip. Letting your pelvis feel heavy, know that you don't need to make any of this perfect. There's no right or there's no way to do this that's better than the way that you're doing it. It's just about being with yourself, feeling the shape, and allowing your body to surrender into it. So much of this is a healing for the mind, a reset, a release from all the busyness, all the thoughts. Sometimes us humans tend to problem solve and want to get something done, and make something happen. And really this is just the balance of that, to rest into this, leaning into this ease, where we don't have to try so hard and be so good, and just feel, be part of the connection of all things, part of the vastness, boundlessness, really of who we are, which is connected to the sun, the moon, stars, the sky, everybody. Melting here for the last few moments. Noticing what part of your hips and low back can get heavier. Dropping in. Start to ease on out of the shape. Roll toward your left butt. If you're on your back, stay. That's where we're headed. Sneak the back leg forward, that right leg. Lower yourself down. Feeling that. Couple windshield wipers, just knees right to left to massage through the hips, massage through that back. Maybe linger on one side and then the other. Set yourself up for Shavasana. Just for a few breaths. All we need is just a few moments to settle all of that into our body. Let your body just stay for one exhale. No, just get heavy. Feel how held you are. Bend your knees. Roll to your side. Rise up. Fold hands to heart. Thank you so much. Namaste.